Hey, it's Lakeisha Hankins here, and this week's video is about how to heal your past so you can unlock your future. So at first, I wasn't for sure. Like I said, I've been holding on to putting any information out there, right? Because I wasn't for sure which direction I wanted to go with my business. But one of the things that I know is that in order for you to gain clarity requires taking action. So I know I didn't want to do blog posts and I know I wanted to do videos, but the hardest part was, let's just be honest, definitely sometimes not wanting to put some clothes on, make yourself look at least a little bit presentable, right? I'm not saying I had to be all glammed out or any of that, but making myself look at least presentable. So with that said, let's go ahead and move forward. I have notes here, so you might see me looking back and forth with my notes because like I said, at first I wrote it as a blog post, just in my own journaling, and I was going to share it that way, but decided, hey, I want to be able to more so connect with my followers, with my tribe, and put this information out there so that you can implement it within your life or your business. So what I realize is that so many people are stuck in the past, and when you're stuck in the past and you're holding on to your past, you can't walk boldly into your future. And there are many ways to heal your past, right? Heal your past pains. And let me just say, I'm not an expert. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm sharing from my own previous experience, my own past pains, my own past hurts, and experience that I have, went through and what has worked for me. Right. And like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but I am a certified life repositioning coach and a fatherless daughter advocate. So being able to use some of those tools that I've learned along my journey, as well as life, I want to be able to share with you how you can be able to heal your past pains. And one of the things this year is I really wanted to make sure anything that I put out there was intentional and it was connected with my purpose. Okay, to empower women or, teen moms, fatherless daughters, to be able to help them heal their past so they can create their best future. So I made a decision to share my story, right? And it was one of the most courageous things that I could have done. And it took me it took so much to do that, right? Because I was really afraid about what other people would think, how it was going to sit well with, with family members, etc. But then I realized there was a quote that I read by Maya Angelou, and it says, what does it say? As soon as the healing takes place, go out and help somebody else, right? And that was just like so powerful because we all go through something for a reason. So my two favorite tools that I want to be able to share with you to use are journaling or either writing a letter when it comes to healing your past, right? So those are my two favorite tools. And I've kind of like fell in love again with the journaling this year. So I used to do it in the past, go out and buy all these little pretty journals and stuff. And at one time I was doing it consistently, doing it every day. And I got away from that because I got busy into the day-to-day, living, etc. So now, this year sometimes that's what happens. We have this breakthrough or this breakdown. We have this moment within our life, this come to Jesus moment. And we're like, okay, where am I? What's going on? What do I need to do? And sometimes it's absolutely doing nothing in those moments, just being still and listening to what your next step is supposed to be. But I realized I needed to heal my past. And then the way that I did that is I wrote a letter to myself, and I'll go over, the steps, as well as I began journaling. And journaling has been so freeing. It's allowed me to release those pains, those hurts, those emotions that were holding me back, because they no longer serve me. But it's also allowed me to be able to, co-author my first book, working on a second collaboration, and as well as, working on my book that I'll be putting out there, this year. I don't have a date yet, so, I'm working on that. But journaling, like I said, it helps you to be able to release those past pains, hurts, and emotions that no longer serve you. And if you hold on to the past, what I know without a shadow of a doubt is that you will never be free. And I want to see women to be free from their past, free enjoying life, right? Life is so short. It's meant to be enjoyed. So, let's get into it. I have 5 things that you want to focus on when you're doing your journaling, or, even you can use this in the format of writing a letter. The first one is, who hurt you? Okay, so you need to really in detail, think about who hurt you. What is it that they did? You know, all those things. What is it that you keep, going back and thinking about back over in your head from a certain person, in your life that has caused you this hurt? Who it is. Okay. And then the second thing is what happened. This is where you share your truth. You write down the details, what they did, what happened that caused you so much pain. And you have to be honest with yourself. And this exercise is not something that you take and do within 30 minutes or a 10-minute exercise after you watch this YouTube. You have to be in the right mindset. For me, it would be, late at night, early in the morning, light me a candle, and, a moment where there's just quietness where I could just think and just be free. And just write without even thinking about what it is that I'm writing before, not focusing on the grammar, the word structure, or any of that, and just write out in detail what happened to you. This is where you share your truth. And there's no one looking at these pieces of paper but you. Okay? So, and then the third thing you want to do is you want to forgive them for hurting you. And maybe you might think, hey, they don't deserve forgiveness. And that could be possibly true, right? But this forgiveness is for you. It's not necessarily the point to blame or blame them, whatever. It's really just to, let go of those negative emotions that you've been holding on to. So you have to forgive them from hurting you. And then the fourth thing you need to do is forgive yourself. And when you forgive yourself and you forgive others for hurting you, that's where you reclaim your power, right? That's where you take back your power. And you have to be gentle to yourself, because a lot of times there's different situations that happen in our life, especially if it happened once, twice. It repeatedly happened where we begin to blame ourselves for those different situations and what took place. And you have to be gentle with yourself. Okay, so again, forgive yourself. And then the fifth thing that you want to do so that you can move forward in the future is focus on the good. Okay, there's some things that, of course, you have learned, because life is our best teacher, right? And we learn from those experiences. We go through them, but it builds our strength. It builds our character. And you begin to forgive, but you focus on, the good aspects of what did you learn from that experience, and maybe there aren't no good aspects, but what did you learn about the situation that you can let go and realize that you're not your situation. You're not what happened to you, right? And you begin to focus on the good and on the future, what you want to create in the future. Okay, so those are the 5 things. Like I said, number 1, who hurt you? 2, what happened? 3, you want to be able to forgive them. 4, forgive yourself. And 5, focus on the good. So I hope this has added some value to you. And, like I say, just think of that one person, one thing that you need to heal, so you can heal your past, so that you can unlock your future. So stay connected. Make sure you're following me over at LaKeishaHankins.com. And if you got some value from this video, do me a favor. Please go out there and share it.